You are my fire, the one.
You, 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 you might want to tell everyone why you're singing that song.
Well, that's. I'm sure everybody who listens knows that song. I mean, I would hope so. It's a Backstreet Boys song.
Well, if you grew
Uh,
up in the 90s, then you would know the song, but
Not necessarily.
otherwise,
A lot of young ones, a lot of youngins know the boy band stuff. But anyways, the reason why I was singing that song is
you
RJ
said, "Oh, it's your haircut."
Ramon was making
Ramon.
fun of me
Let's go with Ramon.
in our pre-production meeting, saying that I look like a dude from the '90s. I look like a gay dude from the '90s.
Yeah, it's just the hairstyle. Like you look more like a Korean, a K-pop. You're part of the K-pop band.
Oh,
That's what it
you
looks like to
know,
me. But you're
yeah, you
missing
know
a
what?
makeup and all that other, you know,
Yeah,
stuff.
you know what it is. I'm I'm
Okay,
just I'm tired of the shave side style.
okay.
And I mean, if you follow this podcast, you'll see that during the beginning episodes, that was exactly what my hair was. My hair was like pretty neat and kept to the side,
Well,
you know, the side.
exactly. So then, and now I'm wondering, what happened, right?
I
Like,
just thought I
did you
just stopped caring,
suddenly?
bro. I just let myself go. I just grew everything. No, I don't know if you noticed this, just being friends with you for a while. I know I've always had this like rebellious nature. Like I like going against like the
Okay,
majority, especially with like fashion
it's
and stuff.
it's funny how you say that because I consider myself the same way, exactly the same way. But look though, like
Yeah,
we're
well,
still
you're
different.
no, because you're just out of touch.
I just don't
I
pay
mean,
attention.
yeah, you just don't know. Me, I'm like I'm in the know, but I just don't. I I guess it's a personality thing that I want to stand out from the rest. Does that make sense?
It
And I
does
just
make sense. Like I said, I highly agree with what the heck you're saying because I'm the same way. Like, and that's exactly why I've always had the exact same haircut for the last, I don't know, 5. I had my head shaved at one point, um, but I've been pretty consistent. I just never cared about, having that kind of hairstyle, whatever you have now.
which
Because I didn't
actually
care.
that's why I was talking to you about you need to start cutting your hair more regularly since you have the same exact haircut. You
Well,
just
I am cutting my hair regularly. I just got it cut last week.
no. I'm saying you cut your own hair.
Oh, well,
You know, since
that, well, here's the thing.
it
Like,
it's really not that bad. It's really not that hard. You just got to do it a couple, two, three times of practice. You're gonna get the most of it. You're gonna gain another skill, and at the same time, you'll save a little bit of money. You're all about that saving money stuff,
I
though, aren't
do,
you?
but here's the
Yeah.
thing. There comes a point when time becomes more valuable than your savings. Like, see, I don't want to call my hairstylist or my barber. Um,
Oh boy, here we go
it takes
again.
him
I know.
it takes him about 15 minutes to cut my hair. Now, if I was to do it
Hmm.
myself, that would probably take me longer, right?
Well,
And
at first it will, but you'll get better, and you'll be
hold on. Oh, what about the cleanup process and all that stuff? Now I can keep coming up with problems of as to excuses as to why I don't want to do it because of the time it takes to do it. Like the
well,
cutting, the
okay.
cleaning, the prepping.
The cleaning, you you sweep your hair. That's it, and
But
then
don't you
you
cut?
wipe the
Hold on.
counter,
Okay, well,
and then you clean. If you buy clippers, it comes with this little brush that you
yeah,
can clean your clippers with. As far as the time, let me ask you this: how long does it take for you to go to your hairstylist?
oh, about 5 minutes,
Okay, so that's 10 minutes back and forth,
right?
right?
And then add 15 minutes to that. which
So
is
about just say half an hour, give or take.
okay. Yeah,
You can get your hair around that time once you get better.
yeah. I don't know. Let me think about it. I'll put more, thought into it. But
My yeah, I mean my main thing with telling you that is, you're all up in that gaining skills and stuff.
that's true.
It's
And
pretty.
however, and I do agree with you to some degree, but to me, cutting hair is more like a skill that's a little, not, I wouldn't say beyond, but it's kind of off. It doesn't align with what I really wanted to. It's not a skill that I wanted to be good at. Let's just go with that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's kind of like, I can learn how to play the guitar again, but right now it's good to learn, but it's not something that I would want to prioritize. It's not a skill
Yeah,
that I want to learn. And
right,
it
right.
right. So,
But
but anyways,
it's more like a utility though. It's not like it's a utility skill. Like how learning how to change a tire, learning how to change your oil.
right.
It goes around that same. It's like a man.
Right.
It's
You
a
know what I
man
just remember?
skill.
You know what I just remembered when you mentioned change a tire?
Wait, wait. Can I guess? Can I
Yes.
guess?
Yeah.
That one time I picked you up from the airport in Atlanta,
Right.
and we had a blowout in our car in a tire,
I
and
guess
we were stuck.
right in the middle of the road,
Mm.
right? And man, yeah,
There-
that was the first. You know what? I was kind of scared as
Remember?
shit because we had my luggages and everything, and some dude offered to push the car. I mean, like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
skeptic with people, but
Well, just just so everybody knows who's listening, we were in the rough part of Atlanta, and we both didn't know how to do it. So that's this dude off the street. I'm pretty sure he's like a freaking drug dealer. Like he was just, hey man, let me, pay me like $50, and grab the tools, like blah blah blah.
yeah,
I'll help you
and he
change the
did.
tire. No, 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 no.
I think he
I
did.
I I called like the services. I called AAA, but he was still trying to like help us. Like he actually went wherever he was from. Like, he grabbed like
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
the what do you
noticed him
call that?
trying
Yeah,
at first, but I was pretty skeptical. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch! Like, what if we get
I
robbed or
know.
anything like that? That was
You,
a
Mister
hell of a first
Mister
time.
Mister
Yeah,
Scaredy Cat.
right. So, but anyways, that's what I remember from you saying. But I guess you know how to change your tires now.
Well, yes and no. Yes, I know like how to do it in general, but with
Hmm.
my current vehicle, it's a truck. Basically, it's kind
Okay,
of
I
like a
see.
cross. It's like a Jeep. So it's
Okay,
hard. I need like a commercial jack. I can't just use the regular jack. Like I need the one that pumps,
so you're
like
saying
the
that it
big
doesn't
one.
come with. So you're saying that it doesn't come with its own jack?
Dude, the commercial jack is like basically no, because that commercial jack is huge.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So the answer is yes and no. Yes, I know,
Uh,
but no, I don't know how to do it with my
so
vehicle
if you
though.
if you had a car, then you would know how to do it. But with your current
If it's a
vehicle right now,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I
basically.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I tried doing that with our Jeep one time, and this was during the winter time, and it was pretty cold, and I had a flat tire. I tried to change it myself, and guess what happened? Because one of the bolts would have this special nut,
Lug
right?
nuts, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So obviously I had to take that one out first. I tried to take it out manually, and and guess what happened? I guess it was pretty cold, and it broke.
Snap.
Yeah. Yeah, and it stuck. I couldn't get it out, so I
Mm.
had to. That was. But when that was happening, I remember the exact same experience that I had with you that one time. Like, fuck, I gotta learn how to change a tire,
Hmm.
and it's pretty embarrassing because I'm pretty sure most of my friends know how to change the tires. I fucking didn't. Have I ever done it
Yo,
before? Not really, no. But do I know how? Kind of. if the situation calls for it, I know how to do it, but I prefer not to.
You'll be surprised. There's a lot of guys that don't have like the basic man skills.
Uh,
You
I'm
gotta
I'm
you
one of
gotta
I'm one of them.
yeah, you have to think about it too. A lot of people just don't own cars, especially in the city. So they wouldn't have the
Like, yeah,
need
there's no point
to
of them.
change the tire. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's either here or there when it comes to that.
Um. Anyways, this conversation has taken a different.
Buddy,
um.
bro,
I
episode
know.
11. Episode
Episode
11.
11. Um.
Balikbayan
Probably get
Vlogs, Rapalindong.
Ramon Reyes.
Wait,
Uh,
what? We're like 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in.
this was our warm up, and but we decided to record anyways.
Yep.
Um. So last week, what happened? How's New Orleans? I
It
was
was
just gonna
great.
say New Orlando.
New Orlando. It was good,
um.
man. It was awesome. I went to Florida and New Orleans. Stayed in Florida pretty much for the majority of the vacation,
Uh-huh.
and took a day trip from Orlando to New Orleans, which was I think about 4 hour. It's a 4 hour drive.
Did you guys stay in or New Orleans for a night or
No, it was a day trip. So
okay? So
we
long you
got
guys
up
stayed like
early.
yeah,
It wasn't
okay.
that long. It wasn't that long. It was just, to most like all the people that I was with
Uh-huh.
all have been there except for me. So that was my first
Oh,
time. So
nice. Nice.
yeah. So I was just, trying to sink in
Yeah.
all the vibes, all
The French
you
market.
know,
Because
yeah,
sometimes okay, see, I go on Instagram and sometimes I notice some of your messages. I
yeah.
don't engage with them. Like, I'll just like some of your pictures, but and I mm, yeah, I remember seeing something about the French market and like you're wondering what's good out there. Um,
Right.
like to me
You,
that was their highlight, but I'm sure there's probably other things in there that other things in New Orleans that you've been to that I am not aware of. Maybe you can.
it reminds me, if I have to describe it, it's dirty and dangerous. That's what it feels like. That it feels
Like
dirty and it
Mandalay.
feels dangerous. Yes, yes. I didn't even tell you. Okay, that's exactly. I was telling. Obviously, it's not as far as aesthetics and all that. It's not
Yeah.
like that because it's
Okay.
not. It's a different type of vibe. It's a different look, but the feel of it, how dirty it is, and how there's like homeless people, there's bums that are just like lying on the street, like all drunk. You have this
Oh, no
sense
way.
of there's a sense of like I might something might happen to me, like
Like
just
you're always like
yeah,
you're not
yeah, yeah,
relaxed. You're more. You're yeah.
exactly, exactly. And you know what? I loved it, bro. I loved it. I
But what
missed it.
about the guys that you're with? That probably adds to the you feeling secure too around that kind of place. Because I wouldn't feel secure.
Let's just say I was the one that they usually look up to as far as like security. So it's not in that type of way.
Well, I guess I'm not. I can't be a security guard if that's
No, you're definitely not. But
no.
yeah, going back to that,
Mhm,
going back to the story. I did that and spend the majority of my time in Florida. Which, by
mhm,
the way, just to let you know,
mhm,
New Orleans and Florida are both
mhm,
like hot spots for like the coronavirus, for
mhm.
the majority of the pandemic.
Okay.
And
Is there a high chance that you contracted corona then, or who
I
knows?
probably
Maybe.
already had I probably already had it, and then just got over it because like a day after that trip,
Mhm.
I was feeling some type of I was feeling weird. Not gonna lie, I was like, man, my body started hurting, and I was having these little headaches.
Can I ask you
Maybe I
something real quick though? Was
Yeah.
did you know that they're the hot, well, not the hot, but like that's where the majority of the cases prior to your trip, or is it after? Because
No,
then,
prior.
because then is it possible too that maybe it's triggered psychologically? Because sometimes every time I
Mm.
go out there, I feel like I'm a little sick, but I'm not sick. However, I do feel sick every time I go to the grocery store, or every time I get my haircut. Because sometimes I don't wear my mask. Um, and there's always this feeling that, oh shit, I think I'm gonna get sick, but uh, I don't know. I haven't gotten sick though, so I don't know.
Do you
But going back to
know?
your story,
Do you remember? Do you know the term hypochondria?
I read about it. And is it the imaginary disease that is that what it is?
Well, yeah, it was not an imaginary disease. It's more a psychological thing in your head
Yeah.
that you always think that you have something.
I'm laughing
Right?
right now because this triggered another memory when I was in Macon.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Macon meaning where I am.
yeah, where you're from. Um, yeah, because I remember you having all this, I wouldn't call it maybe what do you call it again? Hypochondria or whatever.
Hypochondria.
I'll go with imaginary disease. Like, you always come up with, it's something that's something hurting in your body or anything like that. You probably won't even remember.
No. I have it. I have hypochondria.
Okay.
I actually do
Isn't
have
it
it. Yeah.
that's well, I do have that. I did have that too, but after reading about it, I think I started becoming more well, now that I learned about it, I became more
You're aware of it.
I'm aware of
Oh,
it, and I don't let it I kind of don't I try not to let it get to me. Like sometimes I ask
mm.
myself if it's really psychological, and I wait and see what happens, and then I guess every time I notice that it's not what I thought it was, then I I guess its intensity, or whatever you want to call it. It's less and less that I'm not gonna say I'm immune to it, but now I think I have a strong resistance against it.
Yeah. I'm the same way. Back in the day when you were down here for
Yeah,
vacation, that
yeah,
was like my worst years. Like that year,
uh-huh,
the years leading up to it. I'm the same way as you. Over time, uh, I've learned to kind of have it under control. Like I don't let it
yeah, get to you.
I'm not obsessed to me. I'm not obsessed by it anymore. And as well, I don't know if you know this, I've also had like anxiety problems, like from that same time.
Yeah, I've
I
had
used
that
to
too, by the
have
way.
yeah,
I've
I
had
used to
the
have like panic.
anxiety too, but
I
go
used to
ahead.
have like bad panic attacks, and it kind of went hand in hand with my hypochondria because like I always think, oh man, I'm having a heart attack. I'm about to have a heart attack, and then kind of
Hmm.
snowballs into this like, oh man, I can't breathe,
Anxiety, yeah.
and yeah, it was bad anxiety
You know
that
what that
I
tells me?
still.
You know what that
Hmm.
tells me? How we are back then? Because I had anxiety too. Man, I couldn't fucking drive. I couldn't drive. Like every time I drive, I feel like my half of my body would freeze. And this is just
Mm.
it doesn't make sense. I don't know why it happens, but I'm scared as shit, and
Hmm.
I don't want to drive. At one point, I had to ask one of my coworkers to come pick me up to go to work. That's embarrassing because I didn't need to do that, but he was nice enough to, pick me up and drop me off. Um, but I think one of the reasons why we had those is because um, I don't think our mental health is at it's not healthy, if
No,
that makes sense.
yeah,
Like, like the self-esteem and all that, or it and like I wouldn't even like I was probably depressed at the time already. I don't know. Um, I think that could be it. Um, I think it all boils down to that your self-esteem at that period. Um, yeah, from that period of your life, you're not as happy or satisfied with your life, and that you're not satisfied enough, that it becomes boring, and so you come up with all this sickness or imaginary disease for you to to keep you busy, if that makes sense.
And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to
Kind of like a
say like
mental illness.
it's. I mean, it is. It's a mental problem. It's a mental issue. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not something to be like taken lightly. And it's not there. It's different. You can't. What I went through and what you went through are different.
Right.
It's coming from different sources, and honestly, I barely know exactly what the cause is, which is bad. Like, because I'm
Yeah.
supposed to, but I've gotten it under control over the past few years, which is,
That's good.
fortunately I did. But yeah, so going back to the corona,
The corona, yeah.
man, yeah, I've had a couple of people tell me that too, like, yeah, you just have a contract. You're not like, your body's not like hurting, but it was hurting. Like, it was hurting for a couple of days, but I think
But
it
you're
was
probably
just
tired though.
from, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
said. Like, it's probably from like the commute and like just overall
Well,
like
no shit, right?
the pounding and the grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's
yeah, overall it was a good trip. It was I'm
So what
ready
did you do in
to.
Florida? Oh, sorry, I
That's
didn't
where I
mean to cut you
stayed.
off.
Yeah, that's where I stayed with a couple of friends, and
Hmm.
I don't know, nothing really. We just spent time with friends and just did whatever. That's all I needed, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just be
And
with like
did
company.
so whatever, I guess, goal you, not, I wouldn't say goal, but I guess because there's a reason why you went out there. So, and I'm assuming that trip helped you, you know um that trip that you went to kind of met what you were trying to expect to get out of that trip, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was in, like, at first, Florida, because when you say Florida, I'm imagining beach,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I
you
did go
have
to
your
the beach.
beach, and then
Went
I
to
don't
the
know
beach
if
and did.
did you guys party around or anything like that too, or just more on
Nah,
relaxing?
it's more on the relaxed side.
But yeah, because there's a pandemic, because I don't know how that's gonna work out. Because that was my follow-up question. If you did go, I don't know, clubbing, I guess. I don't
No,
know. I don't even
no,
know if that's your thing.
no, that's not my thing. But in New Orleans, no such thing as a pandemic because everybody's out, everybody's just wild and.
They're just in the
But I
streets,
mean,
just lying around, and
oh
no
yeah,
mask,
oh
no
yeah.
nothing.
Wait, well, the mask, a lot of the places, the restaurants, or and like, the places of business, they require
Hmm.
you to wear a mask, which is good. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
yeah. But other than that, it was a good week. Busy. Back to reality. Back to this
Back to
wait.
reality.
Back to the waiting game. Waiting
You,
game.
did you
Well,
ever?
I've
Okay, go
had
ahead.
sorry, I've had a couple of job offers. I've had a couple of
Well, there you go.
actual real interviews coming up this week, next week. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
So that,
Uh.
but you're gonna keep applying though, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's good. So see, if you think about it, how long have you waited since,
I'd say about 3 weeks. Three
it's not
weeks.
bad, right?
No, it's
Judging
not
by
bad.
what the heck's happening today, a friend of mine just got laid off
Yeah.
from work. But here you are, do job interviews. That's a good thing, because
hmm
I was gonna ask you about that too. How's the job hunting going? But I know you
Yeah.
just came back from your vacation there.
Oh, even when I was on vacation, I told myself like, let me at least apply to like 2 jobs a day. So I did
Oh,
that in the
okay.
mornings, just make sure. And I think that was one of the jobs that I applied while on vacation were the ones who called me back for the interview. So thankfully I
Oh,
did that.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Would have been nice too if you had something like, oh, I guess interviews these days is online, right? I don't know how that works. I don't know
Yeah,
how
the Zoom. I'm gonna do it exactly right here. This is exactly the
really.
spot that I'm gonna
Do
get
you
my
like have,
interview.
obviously you have to like dress up and
Oh yeah.
look professional.
hmm I love interviews. Like I love to be able to speak and sell myself to the job because
That's
I'm
interesting.
not. Yeah, I'm not good with the the resume stuff. It's just if I will have the chance, just give me a chance to talk to you. I will convince you
That I'm
to
the
let
right
you
person.
hire me. hmm I can talk my way into a
Well,
job.
it's good. Well,
Mm.
see, like even my fiance, she's the same way. Like, she's pretty good at but I'm different.
Yeah, but
Over
she's a
time,
nurse. She's a nurse. She's
right?
always going to have a job. So
Well, I don't know about that. Some
I
like they
I
still
do know
compete
about
for
that.
jobs because
There,
well, I guess so. I'm not in the medical industry,
Yeah,
but
nurses are the ones that will never not be out of jobs. She might land in, a nurse might land in a setting that they don't prefer, but they will never be out of jobs. Never. I can
hmm,
guarantee you that. Yeah.
well, that's
So
good for
your
us
wife's
then.
pretty. Yeah, I was gonna say your wife's pretty. Pretty. You guys are
Stable.
pretty set. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. Well, but going back to job interviews, it took me a while um, I guess, to build that confidence when it comes to talking, because in my industry, it's very competitive, right?
Mm.
I don't know about yours, but it's like in mine, it's pretty competitive. Like when it comes to job application, it's you're probably competing with 100. I have no idea. I'm just making up a number here because that's what it felt like when I was in Toronto. Like the competition is really high, so you really have to do something to stand out. Because if you can't stand out on the resume, well, good luck getting an interview, right? It all starts with the resume, and that's just the first part of the battle. Next part is the interview, which I'm not saying I suck at, but I think I've gotten better over time. But one thing that I wanted to get better at is negotiating your salary during the job interview. Because I don't know if you've had a lot of experience in that area too.
Actually, that no, I don't.
All right, so that's something I want to get better at. Just on this, just a side note.
Yeah. With me, it's more like, all right, just give me a job first. I don't care. I mean, you're gonna pay me in a certain range that I'm comfortable
Right,
with
right.
anyways. It might be on the lower end of that range, but at least I can get myself in
Get
that
going.
door. Yep. Mhm.
Oh no, oh, yeah, I'm same strategy. Like
Yeah.
that's how I look at like jobs too. But yeah, talking to you about this because we've never talked about fucking jobs, man. This is the first time I
Mhm.
talk to you about jobs and resumes and all that stuff. But that's kind of weird too, right? Like we don't really consult each other when it comes to looking for jobs or
Well,
employment for that
for
matter.
well, for one, for one, we don't live in the same area. That's one. Second of all, we're not in the same industry. So it's not
I
like,
guess that doesn't make
oh,
sense.
it doesn't really make sense to consult you about those things. Not that I'm like, we're both like, oh yeah, you're perfect, purposely not opening
Mm-hmm.
up. It's just that it's out of like our way, basically.
Yeah. Because one thing that I thought of, because like I don't know if I mentioned last time, right? How I've written so many resumes, for every job application I send out there, I send out I want to say a brand new resume, but it's a different resume from the other one because it's tailored to the job description of whatever that company needs. Um, and at one point, I thought about, is this? Like, I wanted to see for myself if I can if I'm good at writing resumes for other people. Well, I was just gonna ask you, but it seems like you've got it all covered.
No,
If I,
okay. If you if you have to rate yourself in your resume writing skills, one out
uh-huh,
of 10, 10 being the best, one being the worst, like honest rating of yourself, how would you rate yourself?
7.
So it's a passing. It's a C. It's a C.
But that's a self-assessment though.
Mm.
Oh, you know
So
what I mean? Like I
wait.
tried.
Okay. A follow-up question. Do you grade yourself usually? Are you conservative when it comes to your grading? You usually grade low.
Fuck. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Um, again, however, I care about what other people think and not what I think. I could be
Mm,
proud. Uh, this is, you know what I mean? Like I'm proud of of whatever I put out there.
mm,
But ever since I got, you know, like that conversation that I had with this person one time, I think I told you when it
is
comes
that
to my
one in
resume.
the one in
Yeah, like
Toronto?
that.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that changed everything. You know, like whatever I know may not be right. Whatever lesson I have, even though if
Yeah.
it's conservative, it may not be accurate. And the only so now what makes it accurate, right? Like if I guess if I've helped enough people, right, get an interview, then maybe then I can be more confident with, I can confirm that yeah, I can write a resume for other people because I like to
Have
think
you
about.
have you done that? Do you usually
I,
write
I
resume for people?
I have to people that you and I know, right?
Really?
Um, right. However, after giving them my I would call it constructive criticism, I never heard back.
Wait,
Uh,
uh, hang on. So you don't really remake your resume. You just tell them what's wrong with it, or you revise it yourself.
well, I tell them, how they can. I would mark their resume, with my suggestions, and hoping that they could, fix it. Um, because then for me to fix the resume, it has to be an interview. But we're only doing it through like, through chat.
Mm. So maybe one of these days I'll send my resume over and see if you can take a crack at it. I have no pride. I don't care if you tell me my resume sucks, which it probably will, because I don't consider myself a good resume writer. Like mine is just basic.
Right. And that's a good thing, right? Like if you don't care,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I'm hoping for, like with these people that I wanted to help. But sometimes it, and I don't know, because this thing, like I haven't heard back. Sometimes I wonder if my criticism was
It's too
a little
harsh.
harsh.
Yeah, might
Right.
be.
Because then I probably treated them the same way that guy that I talked to from Toronto treated me. You know what I mean? Like I'm well, maybe I don't know. Like sometimes, like over time, I tried to be nicer. But sometimes I would say, like, hey, instead of saying this, why don't you explain how you do it? Because one thing that I
Mm-hmm.
notice sometimes is, if I guess this is a culture too. Like I guess back in the I haven't applied any, for jobs back in the Philippines, so I don't know what it's
Okay,
like out there.
wait. So I'm guessing the people that you're mentioning, they're in the motherland. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. So now they moved to North America, moved to Canada, and now some of them are right, and they're wondering if they asked me about jobs. Was like when you move to a new city, if you can ask for any suggestions that they should, because they want to work as soon as possible.
Of course.
And right, so, and but I can't get them the jobs that they want or whatever fits them. And the best way I can help them is just by helping them write a good resume.
Mm.
And as a start, like I just get them to, hey, send me your resume and let me make suggestions, and maybe you can polish it up. I've done that for a few of people that we know, but then well, I say most of them haven't heard back. So I don't know if they made those suggestions or I don't know if they did, the corrections that I suggested or not. I haven't heard back. So no feedback. Um,
Now, now if I let you do that with myself, with me, with my resume, it won't be like that. I expect it to be, you know how
Maybe
you
that's what
said,
you're looking for.
no, no, I expect it to be you doing it.
Yeah,
Like you can revise it yourself, but at the same time, tell me what's going on so I can change
yeah,
it in the future.
yeah. And that's
Because
what I'm
and
gonna
then
do.
we'll have like we can even zoom in and like actually talk. You know,
Like I would like that because then
yeah.
I wanted to see how, since you're applying anyways, and you probably, if it increases your chance of getting an interview, because that's all what a resume does.
Mm.
Um,
And I mean,
then good.
not only for this current job, maybe in the future. It's always good to know what you can do better with your thing. And if you're obviously a lot better at this than myself, so why won't I use you as like a catapult to improve
Thanks,
myself? You
but
know what I mean? It's just
I understand. But sometimes, um, that's the th if you're my client, then you're easy to work with. But not all clients are like that,
oh yeah,
or not all
of
people.
course,
Yeah,
of
right.
course.
Sometimes some think that a three-page resume is better than one. Um,
Isn't that too long? Don't you just need one?
that's what I mean. But
Yeah.
some
Well,
don't give a shit.
at least I
Don't give
know
a
that.
shit.
Like, no one's
They
gonna read a
wanna,
3 page resume, bro. Like,
but
nobody want everything you
but
need to know has to be right there, right?
that's right. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like to them, the more you put in there, the more valuable you are as an
Okay,
employee. But
but don't you think? I don't know if these people like old or like at least old fashioned?
uh, um,
Because
maybe.
that used to be the old way. Back in the day, it used to be like the more crap you pat on your resume,
Mm-hmm,
the better it looks, and
mm-hmm.
and the more, I
You
guess,
put your
by
photo in
experience,
there.
yeah, by experience, people have
Uh,
had better chances of getting jobs from that. But it's not like that anymore.
but it shows you like your the person's personality too, right? Like sometimes when you write your resume, you take pride in that stuff. I don't know if you feel the
Mhm.
same way towards your resume, but some people do.
Oh, I do not care.
So, but the fact that you're getting interviews tells me, eh, it's good enough. But if I can improve it, then that's something that I wanted to work on because, like every time I can always I see that as an opportunity to turn into a business someday. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Right?
Um,
That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So, no, like the more
okay.
I can help people write resumes, then if I can get a feedback as to how I help them, then I can use their testimonials, right? Put it on a website, maybe put up a service. Um, so yeah, that's one of the reasons why if people need help, I will help in exchange for feedback. But that's that,
All right. We should move on from this conversation. We can
right?
talk about this privately.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing that happened this week. Oh,
No,
a lot of
yeah.
things happened this week. You
Haven't really
turned,
asked you.
what's that?
Oh, no, no. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, you just turned
Don't you
thir
dare mention, don't you dare mention
right, right.
that number. Don't you dare mention
No,
that number.
what I'm trying to say is you turned a year older, right?
There you go.
Now, okay,
I
so
did.
now, so what was it like? How did you celebrate it?
I celebrated it by not celebrating it.
Is
I
this how you
treat
usually?
well, let me tell you the story. It was the complete opposite of celebrating. I for I made sure to forget about it. I made sure to treated it as normal as I could. So it was just a normal day.
Hmm.
A couple of people greeted me, but in my head, the less people that greeted me, the less people that remembered, the better. Because
Hmm.
nothing about this year, except for the fact that I'm alive and I'm a year older, has I have nothing to celebrate about. as far as like life stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
to answer your question, have I always been like that? Yeah, to an extent. I've never really liked people like greeting me. I don't know. It's probably something to do with like attention. I don't really. I'm not into it. I'm not feeling that.
Really?
Yeah, what I
I don't
usually
know.
do. Wait. I don't know if you noticed this, but every year
Mm-hmm.
around my birthday, I delete my Facebook.
No, I didn't notice. Because
Yeah,
sometimes if it's your birthday, I just send you a text message, like a one
e-
quick
e-
message, and that's it.
exactly. I delete my Facebook so that all the people that actually do remember and wanted to greet me can't greet me like in
Mm-hmm.
social media.
Now that you brought up social media, it's funny sometimes when, Facebook would remind you that, hey, it's this guy's birthday. So
Hmm.
then I would say happy birthday, right? And
Hmm.
then 5 years later, Facebook would remind me that it's this person's birthday again. And then when
Hmm.
I check my last message to this person, 3 years ago, I have no idea, but um, the last message was happy birthday. What I'm trying to say is I never really connected with this person, yet I'm saying happy birthday.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
the guy
uh
probably didn't give a fucking shit. I didn't. I
it's
clearly didn't give a shit, but
it's a courtesy type thing. I'm usually I don't like greeting people. Like if I don't like to greet people like online and stuff. If I know
mhm.
you enough and if I feel the need to actually greet you, I will like send you a personal message. But as far
That's
as
what
like
I do too.
happy birthday on the wall, like right on their wall, like profile, happy birthday, get out of here. Who cares, man? So
I'm
just
bad
got
with I'm
so
bad with birthdays too. So and I do send a private message. I don't post it on the wall or I don't post a picture of them on Instagram and tag them, right? I don't do that either
yeah.
because I
The
don't want people
only
doing that to
yeah,
me.
exactly. I don't like
Not that they
I
want
like
to, not that they want to, but
but you don't give them an option just in case they do, which is what I do.
right. Well,
uh,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because on Facebook, but
as
but
as far as people or me remembering people's birthdays, I only know a few. Like I know family, I know some of y'all, especially like my
yeah, yeah,
older friends, just
yeah,
because I've been friends with you for so long. Like
it gets stuck.
I, I don't even try to
Like
like
even your phone number back then, I fucking remember, right? 923.
043
No, 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 nine two
zero.
three
No, for
zero
you,
seven.
dummy.
Oh, 043. Yeah,
Yeah, see, 9340043.
zero
Yeah,
seven
I'm
one is
not.
Jekyll's.
Oh, that's right. What about Pat? You remember Pat's
293.
293? Oh, because I'm 923 and
Yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
293. Beho
So see, I
045.
remember. See, I remember that.
I
Zero
know,
four
I
five
know
is
that.
that's Beho.
Beho, right? You see?
But whatever you call Beho, they had to like call him from the other house.
Yeah, because it's technically not their phone, so it's really not his
um,
number. Oh,
um,
oh, oh, squatting ass. Oh, squatting ass.
um, uh,
But yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so
Back to
yeah,
the
back
point.
to the
Like
conversation.
there's just there's some trivia. There's some information that's just stuck in your head, and you're not even trying, just because you've known it for so long.
Right, right.
Like those numbers.
Well, I was just gonna mention earlier, like m my birthday on Facebook is fake. It's on September 9. And at one point, someone's saying happy birthday to me. And I'm like, thanks.
That's how you know. That's how you said thanks.
Thanks. Now I know.
Oh,
Um,
that's funny. Well,
um,
I'm actually the same. Like, my birthday on Facebook is like September 1st or
okay.
something like that. Yeah, and
I picked
I just
September
kept it
9
as
because
that.
9 is my favorite number.
You just
Um,
did 9/9.
yeah, uh, just for the heck of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's yeah, like because going back to what you're saying about you not caring, when did this happen? Did it happen suddenly or just over time?
Over time, like first far back as I can remember.
Oh, okay.
'Cause, okay, you got to think about it. When you do you know that picture that our thumbnail for the first episode of the Balikbayan box, where it's you, myself,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bejo. Yeah, that little picture. That's that's in our house, my
Mm-hmm.
house. That's actually
Mm-hmm.
my birthday. That's my birthday party.
Oh really?
Do you don't
No
remember
clue.
that?
Of
Yeah,
course, no, no.
that was in fourth grade, I believe.
That was just
Yeah.
like, it looked to me like a regular hangout day, and someone decided to take a picture.
No, because if there's other pictures
Mm-hmm.
that's like me standing like on the handa.
Yeah.
So I guess okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
the reason I'm
Did you have
bringing
a
it
picture
up.
blowing the candle?
No, I don't think there was any candles. But
Oh, okay.
the reason why I'm bringing it up is because with the exclusion of people giving me parties,
Mm-hmm.
I never cared about it. Like I could care
Really?
less. Yeah, I could care less. The
Yeah.
the the less the party, the better. I don't care.
That's interesting. Cause like I'll be honest, I'm the same way. I don't really care much about birthdays either. But now over time, I learned how to, if it's my birthday, it's more of I treat it kind of like a new year to me. That's how I treat my new year. Like, now that I'm older, okay, what's my goal? That's when I do
Mm,
a lot of journaling, trying to kind of
yeah,
map out my year, see what I wanted to
yeah.
accomplish, what I accomplished. I don't know if
I'm
you've done that,
actually
but
no, well, not like that, but like mindset wise, I'm the same. I New Year's to me is like my birthday because like
mhm,
it's the start of a new year. That's how I
right.
assess. That's how I assess my year, my thing. Like, all right, what
I
happened?
see.
Yeah, birthday. I don't care. I could care less.
Well, my birthday's
If I could
close to
forget. Yeah. Oh,
what?
yeah. That one. No, no, no.
Yeah,
I agree with
the
you
new
because your
year.
birthday is like
So,
is
which
January.
is why
So.
it's fitting. But your birthday is a little later, right?
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah. My point. What I was just gonna say, like, if I can forget my birthday, I wouldn't give a crap. I don't care.
that triggered. Yeah. Now I remember. Like I remember at one point, I was I was taking a shower, and then I had to ask myself if it was my birthday, and or I either asked myself if it was my birthday or if I couldn't remember how old I was, and I had to do some math. It's a little fucked up, but sometimes yeah, I forget. Like even my age, I
That
forget because
that's just
just
us being old, bro. You just because there's way too many years now. You're like, wait, is this year this or year that?
yeah,
Some years are just not memorable. So some years are just repetitive, you know. But
right.
I'm definitely gonna remember this year. That's for sure.
Well, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's
Oh,
anyways.
yeah. Another good tidbit, another good trivia. I if everything that was planned happened, I would
Hmm.
be in Hawaii. I would be in Hawaii right now this
Oh
week.
wow.
This
Did you
is
guys plan on going on a luau and
yeah. This is a honeymoon week right here.
oh wow.
hmm
I like Hawaii. Have you been? How many times have you
No,
been there?
no. That was
Oh,
gonna
that
be
would
my
have been the
first
first
time.
time.
hmm
That would have been nice. Like I miss Hawaii. I've been there twice.
Well, don't
Where
spoil
in
it.
Hawaii, by the way? In Honolulu, or you guys going to
No, I think it's Waikiki.
Oh,
That's
okay.
yeah. I definitely not Honolulu. That's for sure. It's one of those like resorts that because it was my parents' gift for us to us.
Oh shit. Um,
Yeah,
that would
we
have been
can stay
that would
there.
have been nice. I do miss Hawaii.
Yeah.
And now that you brought up Hawaii, it reminded me of there's this udon place that I think we go to pretty much every fucking day because I like it and I love what they have out there and
hmm
it's cheap and people line up for it like crazy. And here's one thing about Hawaii too, to make you a little, I guess, whenever you get a chance to go to Hawaii, there's a lot of Ilocanos there. Lost you there for a second.
It's
There's a lot of
okay.
Ilocanos there. And one of the Ilocanos at one point at this restaurant are like, okay, nana, bigat, nagadatipi lang adagos. It's one of the
No
workers.
way. Oh, that's
And I was
funny.
laughing my ass off. It's that busy. And if you guys
Well,
don't understand what I just said there, basically one of the workers complaining about how, there's a lineup at 8 o'clock in the morning when the place doesn't even open at 8:30. So I
it's
guess
not
the
it.
point I'm trying to make is it, it's that busy, and there's always a lineup.
Right. Right.
and like, if you even try to eat in the restaurant, if you get seated, um you really only have a few. You don't really have it. They don't give you time to chat with whoever you're with, because there's
It's
people
it's like
waiting.
it's like get in, get out. Just eat.
Yeah, yeah, because then they would, like, clean your table as soon as you're done eating, and you'd feel bad for people, waiting in line. They're waiting for you to get the fuck out.
Right. Right.
But anyways, that's what I remembered about Hawaii.
But
And
yeah, then
yeah.
that's the. I was supposed to be there today, but maybe in the future.
Oh yeah, who knows? Like, it's a good place to go to, for sure,
Mm.
for sure. Um, have you ever thought of traveling anywhere else, other, like, since we're talking about traveling now, other than Hawaii?
Um. Well, Hawaii. I wasn't. I didn't really. It wasn't like I was wanting to go there. It was just an option given to us, and we
Mm-hmm.
chose that as the destination.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I would love to go to Europe because I haven't been.
Oh,
Yeah,
where in Europe, in particular? Like, is there a particular, like?
the warmer parts of Europe, like Greece, Spain.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well, I guess.
I do like the northern European countries. Like
Mm,
I would want to go to Switzerland.
the,
Switzerland North? I don't even know, but
I have no idea.
nah,
Um,
who knows? But yeah, Switzerland. But I'm not really a wanderlust type of person. I'm not, you know,
mhm.
America's big enough as it is for me. Like I'll move around America.
Well, right. That's the beauty about, it's the beauty of the United States. You
Mhm.
can go to Orlando, you can go to Miami. Both are from Florida. Um,
I know, like
you can
you
go to
just
New
said two.
York.
You literally just said two Florida, the biggest.
You can go to Seattle.
Yeah, go to the way
Um,
West Coast, go to California. You want to go to
right.
like
So,
it's different like terrain. It's just different things that is
yeah,
and it's
different
nice.
people, different culture, right? It's
Mm.
yeah. I don't know. I hope this pandemic's gonna end soon. Because I don't know if I think I don't even know if you remember, but we were supposed to go to Hawaii for my baby's birthday. Um,
Wait, I thought you
but
said
it's
Mexico. I
Oh,
thought you were going
sorry,
to
yeah,
Mexico.
Mexico. What did I
Hey,
just
look
say
at you.
earlier?
You
Did I
said
say Hawaii?
Hawaii. Yeah.
I don't know. Hawaii is stuck in my mind because, um, yeah, that was the last uh, vacation that we've been to, my fiance and I. That's when I proposed to her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but anyways, um, birthdays. I don't know if we're gonna end it there.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's end it there. You mentioned a little bit about what happened to you this week, since we kind of just
well,
talked about mine.
I am
Aren't
now
you back?
employed.
You're back to work,
Back
right?
to work.
Yeah.
I'm back to work. I am now employed. And it's interesting, on my first day, it didn't feel like, what was the clap for?
So you're employed
Oh,
again.
thanks.
Let's celebrate. I mean,
Well,
that's a celebration on my part.
okay, I guess so. Thanks. Yeah, like on my first day, I don't know. Like I felt it felt like I was blanking out. I wasn't sure if because you know how I'm working from home, and I couldn't feel the difference of working and not working, other than babysitting. And I'm not explaining this right, but basically, it didn't feel like I was at work, like I wasn't present on my first day. But after a while, I've learned how to adjust to it. Um, yeah,
It's
like
pretty
there
weird,
isn't
huh?
really.
Pretty weird. It's pretty weird
It is
working from
weird.
home. Yeah.
It is weird, right? Like sometimes, because you expect yourself to, as soon as you're back to work, you're at it because you've had like a month break, right, from work. But really, I didn't really get a break because I was babysitting. Um, yeah, it took a while. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm back to work because of the workload that I have been given. It's quite a lot, and I like to be busy. I don't know if you feel the same way, but kind of like today, like I felt like um, working an hour later, but I didn't, because you're not. I don't really like working beyond my shift because I have to create that boundary, right? But the fact that I'm wanting to um, work a little longer tells me that I like what I do. That I don't know if that makes sense, right? Um, I don't know. Did you ever feel like that towards your previous jobs, or this job that
Yeah.
the last job that you
The
had?
yeah, the last one that I've had, because like that's actually my career. It's not just a like a job.
Yeah, yeah.
So I love it. I love the process. I love to work with
Hmm.
patients and treat. So it's I get lost sometimes. I get lost in like the process. Like I
Right.
I I overstay my time when I don't
Hmm.
need to.
Well, that's good, and that says something then, right? Like, if someone treats their job that way, then that's how you know that they're happy with where they're, with
Mm,
what they have.
mm,
But a lot of people are, they they work for the weekend, right? You
mhm.
know,
It's like you just
Friday,
grind out, and
celebrate.
yeah, you're so like you see that's why on I don't have like my weekends are just whatever because like I'm okay. I'm okay all throughout the week.
Same here.
So
Yeah,
it's
like
it's
Monday to me is
more
kind of like Saturday and Sunday too. It doesn't really make much of a difference.
it's just whatever. But okay, so you're back at work. Anything else that happened? Anything worth
Um,
sharing?
no, that's pretty much it. My life is that boring. Yeah, I'm just back to work. My fiance's off for a few days, so now she's looking after our daughter, which explains why I was earlier today.
Good. After like 4 weeks. This I
Well,
think
well,
I think
yeah,
this is the first time. This is the first time in a month that we've recorded this early. I think. Correct me if
yeah,
I'm
I
wrong.
think so. Like, yeah, of course, because then, yeah, that whole time, like, I can't sleep. My daughter doesn't go to bed till 8:30 or 9 o'clock. Sometimes on her worst days 9:30.
Hmm.
But since she's off, then she's looking after her.
Good.
Um, which explains why I took another day off on Monday. Because here's the thing, like when she was, which is busy working, that means I have to look after our daughter. But if both of us are off on the same day, then that's when I really get a break. Because then she would look after my daughter while I take a break. I'll do whatever. Meaning I
Mhm.
get a chance to work on my side project.
Oh,
But other than that, that's pretty much it.
I forgot to tell you.
Hmm.
Uh, one of the interviews that I will have next week is actually a Georgia job. Remember?
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember
yeah, yeah,
a conversation a couple of weeks ago, or I think last
yeah, yeah.
episode, where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be stubborn and just apply for only Florida.
Hmm.
So I listened to what you said, and I applied at a couple of Georgia ones, and one of them gave me a call back, and fast forward
Yeah, yeah.
to this interview.
Nice. Well, it's
Hmm.
good, right? Because then you can always leverage that opportunity against the other one,
Hmm.
right? Like,
Especially if I get, if I get an offer to both, it's like,
right,
you better give me some money.
because you
You better
know,
give me some money.
because moving to Florida is, a big step for you, but you're willing to do that if they do X or Y, right? I think
Hmm.
that's part of like the negotiation process.
Yeah.
So
The big thing, what now? Go ahead.
um this interview, like, was it conducted by a third party, um not employee, but is it like a third party company, or is it straight from the company's HR? I don't know what it's like
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah. It is. It's their HR slash recruiting department
oh,
on
okay,
both
well, that's good.
on both. Yeah.
Because it's different when like a third, because some, there are services out there too that
Hmm.
use a
Hmm.
third company, right? They use a recruiter to
Yeah.
select the candidates for them, but that's good. So now, what's the difference between, I don't know if you want to talk about this, the difference if you were to pick between, I know you applied for both jobs, and I'm sure both jobs would fit what you're looking for, but if you were to, if it was your pick, assuming that both of them are, um, in the same location, which would you rather pick?
No, to be honest with you, I actually am leaning towards the Georgia one right now,
Oh,
just
really?
because, yeah, just because it makes sense, like financially right now.
Mm.
It doesn't stretch me out as much as far as, having to move to Florida like right away. I can just stay
Well,
here
that's the thing, right?
and wait,
Hmm.
just get my feet, get back on my feet per se, and
Hmm.
my financial recovery will be much faster. So it just makes more sense. Doesn't mean that I'm not trying to move to Florida. It'll
And that's
probably be
exactly what
just.
I'm trying to say,
I
right?
know. I get it.
It's and I do agree with what you're saying. Like, it's not the end point, right? It just keeps going.
yeah. Sorry, my dog's trying to.
Is she
Yeah,
done
keep.
licking? Is she done licking
No,
your
no.
foot there?
No, he well, I usually take him out for a stroll. Like he wants to go out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll do that later. Hey. Anyways, yeah. So right now, I'm actually am surprisingly leaning towards that. Just just being
Hmm.
practical. Just being
And you have
just
to.
just analyzing the situation and
Hmm.
like
And that's how
basically
it
like
always is, though, right? Like, like your goal is always, it's still there. It's just that it's not, you're not gonna get in. It's not a straight path, like how
yeah.
I mentioned.
But
Um,
but that's the difference between you being a lot more mature. Because if this presented itself to me, let's say about 5 years, 10 years back,
mhm.
I would have been more inclined to be like this. Oh, let me just follow my itch, which
Let
is
me
floor.
let me
Yeah,
correct you there, though. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
yeah, but now it's more like I have this experience, and
Hmm.
I'm willing to like take a step back, look outside of myself, and be like, all right, assess the situation. Which one makes more sense? This go
Hmm.
if I obviously if
Yeah.
the Georgia offer doesn't materialize and the Orlando the Florida one does, of course I'm gonna go. Like
Right.
to be honest, but this with this situation, if both offered me like the
Yeah.
job,
Well, let's hope for the best. I don't know.
yeah.
Both seems like, it's a good option. It just
Hmm.
reminded me of that time when I applied for, because I wanted to move out of the city, and applied to this university in a different city, not from where I am today. Um, and uh, when I got the response letter, right, I wasn't sure how I would react if I got accepted.
Mm.
But but a good thing I was rejected. And I was glad I was rejected because guess what? Because if I was accepted, then that meant then I'm, like it will. I think it would create a lot of stress for me because deep inside, I'm not ready to move out. I just want to move out, but I'm not sure if I'm ready. And
Mhm.
if I did move out, it would have sucked for me because that's me kind of like forcing myself to do something that I don't,
Right.
deep inside, I don't really want to do. And yeah, um, yeah, that just, well, I had that experience.
Right. Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, it is. It is what it is at this point. Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
so
just
maybe that's,
waiting
yeah,
game
something we can talk about, well,
next week.
next week, right?
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely the next agenda for next episode 12.
right.
Balikbayan
That's episode.
box.
Okay.
What's in the box?
Um,
Ramon, what's in the box? You dig it in there and tell me what's in the box.
let's talk about military training back in high school, which is equivalent to grade 9, grade 10,
No, yeah, 9 and 10. Yeah, 9 and 10.
right?
9th and 10th
Because
grade. Yep.
yeah, because back in the Philippines, I know we had this sort of military training where they teach us how to, you know, hold the wooden rifle, right?
It's
I know
not.
it's not a real rifle, but they
It's
teach
not
us how
just.
to.
It's not just that. Like you're oversimplifying. It's not just they teach us to hold a wooden rifle. No, it's ROTC based, and it's basically a class. That's what it is. I don't know if you realize that it's another course that we take that we are required to undergo for our junior and senior year, right? And
Mm,
not if you look at the history of the high schools in the Philippines, especially in Tarlac, which is where we're from, not all the high
hmm.
schools had that program. I believe CC does not have that. Did not have that. And
Really? I
Catholic high
think they do
school,
too.
do they? I'm not sure, but not basically. My point is not all of the high schools have had that thing that we do because and I'm not even sure if they do have it. I'm not sure if it's like a mandatory thing like ours
Oh,
because
yeah, because I always,
we were
I think they
required.
did. I'm not 100% sure.
They might have, but okay. So we'll concentrate on our experience in our high school. So
Uh,
with the exception of a couple of students, most of us were required to undergo those 2 years, and I think a couple of
hmm.
them. I think the only excuses, like real excuses, are like medical stuff. Like if you're having cardiopulmonary problems, all that stuff, then you are excused
Is that
for
what
the
Pat
most part.
had?
Yeah, he had an excuse. I don't know what it is.
Can't remember. Can't remember what he had.
Yeah, he had an excuse. That's
Maybe
what
he
he
couldn't
had.
march.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know. But yeah, our friend Patrick, didn't participate on that. How was your experience overall?
it,
What
it
what
it's
did what first of all, what did
well,
you think about it, and then how was your experience?
well, looking back now, well, back then it was different. Like I thought it was just something that I had to do, and I didn't care, right? One thing that kind of made me feel weird was when your subordinates, like people younger than you, a year younger than you, or people in gray, not previous years. Couldn't find the right term for that one, but like your subordinates. when you become an officer, um, how people will, will salute, and yeah, it's just like them whenever they see you on this, whenever they see you, like they would, th- they would do the that thing, their salute or something. They would tell them to, yeah, yeah, okay, carry on with your life, or whatever you want to call it. I always found that to be weird, because I didn't really see myself as someone that you should, stop and greet, um, just out of nowhere in the campus. Um, but I'm assuming that some people felt a little, that boost in ego whenever, their subordinates or people younger than them are giving them a salute. I don't even know if I'm using that word right.
No, you're right. Because imagine, think about it this way.
Is
Imagine
salute something that
you,
you give?
you, yeah. Imagine this. You're a 15, 16-year-old kid that doesn't have any, hasn't had any real attention in your life outside your, family or friends or
Mm-hmm.
probably significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and you this is just loser kid, just who's got nothing, whatever. Imagine having people look up at you and like respect you. It doesn't matter where it's coming from, whether it's forced or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has to feel good. It has to like this is the correct term that you're using.
Right.
It's a stroke on your ego because you're like, huh, like yeah,
Yeah, I'm the
like
shit. That's right.
I'm
Give me
yeah,
the respect I
basically
deserve.
yeah, I'm the big boss. I'm the big dog. Even though like you and I,
Mm-hmm.
we were barely officers. We were on the low end of the spectrum. Which I want to get into that because
Mm-hmm.
for myself, okay, just let's go ahead and just backtrack. I thought going into it back in the day, back in our junior
Mm-hmm.
year, I was kind of intimidated. I was not gonna lie, I was kind of like uh not afraid, but like yeah, intimidated because
Mm-hmm.
like the physical
Mm-hmm.
aspects of it. Because like I couldn't do no goddamn push-ups back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was weak. So I
Right?
was like, yeah, I don't know. But they actually didn't make us do push-ups. They just made us do jumping jacks, which was weird.
Really?
They should have added push-ups then. No, I said I didn't know, I couldn't do it. So they just made me do jumping jacks for the most part.
Jumping jacks? They
Hmm.
probably realize that, whenever you do your push-up, it's probably couldn't live. Yeah,
I know
yeah.
I had my chest muscles was like weak back in the day.
Well, that's the thing.
But
Like,
yeah,
imagine, right? Like when you're 14, or no, 15 at time, 15, 16, and you had to do all that stuff. I'm not saying that you can't be fit when you're 15, but back then, when you do that kind of stuff, you don't feel like you're 15. You feel like you're, like, probably 3 years older, like you're an adult. Whenever you do the marching, whenever you do, you know, um, trying to follow orders from your officers.
yeah,
Um, I always, yeah, it's, I don't know, I think it's fucked up how, again, and it has something to do with people's ego too, right? How, um, if you mess up, they get you to do some push-ups, or like you get some sort of a punishment. And some people take it to the extreme, and yeah, I just don't see, after a while, I don't see the point of it, us doing that. Well, wooden rifles, what the fuck, right? Um, I don't even know if the point is just trying to uh, get us to have more discipline. But I don't know. Did you ever gain a discipline from doing that? Uh,
no. The answer is no. But I disagree with you when it comes to that your assessment
mhm,
as far as just in general, just with the with the discipline. And I think what
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to do is they taught us, it taught us like adversity and like challenges that majority of us probably haven't encountered that at that point in time in our lives. Like actually to have people like screaming at us point
Mm-hmm.
blank, or for us to actually like for people to tell us what to do, things that
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to do. Because let's be honest, like most of us, like when the parents tell us what to do, and we
Mm-hmm.
just like whatever. But like that's our first encounter of someone like physically telling us you got to do this, or if you don't do this right, this will be the punishment or the
Mm-hmm.
consequences to you failing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think personally I think it was a good thing. Like I feel outside the realm of sports and like martial arts and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff, like military training, like ROTC and stuff is good for kids in general. It just teaches you good things. Of course, like what you said, there's always these like kids that are just taking it to the extreme, and some
Mm-hmm.
people get a little power hungry. That's just human nature.
Right. And that's the thing. And don't get me wrong. Like some parts of it I enjoyed as well. Like I guess this boils down to the struggle that you go through when you do that, right? It's fun. After a while, it's fun. And I don't know if you remember the time when they called it initiation, and this is when that day when they had to, you know, um, I don't know if punishment is the word, but they will try to
It's like
give,
hazing.
yeah, give the lower, not officers, but the subordinates, the privates, a hard time. Like it's like a full day of it. And I remember we all skipped that day and we watched our fellow privates,
We were there. It's just that we didn't do
get
it.
beaten up. We
Hmm.
were there, we just didn't do it.
We
And
hated that building.
we hid in
We were
that building.
we
Yeah,
were
we were
hiding
just
in that one
watching them.
building. What a bunch! That's a honestly that's a disappointment. Like
It is. It is.
that's a personal. I should have went in. Like to be honest, like that's
Yep.
like that's just a puss move. You know,
And you know what
that's
I
what
felt
cowards.
after that?
That's what
Yeah,
crappy.
exactly. Yeah, because then
Yeah,
everyone was
me
talking
too.
about their experience,
Me
and
too. Yeah.
meanwhile, we couldn't even like relate.
Yeah. No, not only that, but like we participated for the whole year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just one last thing that we had to do, and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
even do it. Just to piggyback on that, personally, I was aspiring to be an officer, like a higher ranked officer, because all throughout the whole junior year, that's all
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing, like that I was gonna be an officer. Like
Mm-hmm.
from the seniors, they're like,
Right, right.
you're gonna be in the color guard. You're gonna be the main color guard because you're the guide. The guide means, just to explain it, you're the
Mm-hmm.
tallest guy in your little platoon,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in the alpha platoon, or alpha platoon, which is like usually that's the one where they get the
Or
most
Alpha
officers.
Company, they call it a
Yeah,
company.
company, whatever. But I was alpha
Mm-hmm.
one, so I was the first
Mm-hmm.
one. So everybody was looking
Mm-hmm.
up to me like, yeah, you're going to be the captain of the color guard. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole year I had that in my head that yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely, like hell yeah, like let's get this. Fast forward to senior year,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I've had uh, I've had a tonsillectomy. They took out my tonsils.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in a good bit of time, a couple of weeks, I was incapacitated. I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
able to do anything physical. I couldn't really talk or speak
Mm-hmm.
loud. I remember this one instance where Sir Likod, which is
Mm-hmm.
our, what do you call him?
I don't know, commanding
Comandante.
officer.
Comandante. That's what I think that's what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the days I remember this because I will never forget this in my life. They lined a couple of the tallest guys. I thought Sir Liquid was just like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Little did I know that he was actually like kind of using that as a last minute like decisions that he had to make. So who's the officers that would be this and this.
Mm-hmm.
He made us all kind of like scream out loud and give commands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
everybody was able to do it except for myself, because I just had that surgery, so I couldn't really speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah. Yell
scream,
your lungs
and
out. Yeah.
yeah, and I was just like, uh, I was like this, and I assumed that he knew about it, right? I just assumed. So, anyways, fast forward a couple. This was like a couple of days before they announced like who were their officers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of days, I was confident. I had my head held high, even though I skipped the initiation. Everybody was like telling me, "Yeah, you got this in the bag," like basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that comes that after that faded afternoon when they posted all the officers
Mm-hmm.
in the main building, and
Mm-hmm.
all of us, of course, all of us went there, and we all looked it up. You know how like that scene in like high
And
school
dry
when
humped
when when
everyone.
when you look dry up. Yeah. So that scene where in
uh,
like it was like school scenes where everybody just looks at their name and stuff and
yeah,
like
yeah,
auditions. So I was there. I was looking at myself like, of course, I was like the top. Like, who's this and this and this? Well, the color guard, Rapalindo, the color guard. I'm gonna see my name, James William de Guzman, Edmund Likud. I don't remember the rest. This and
yeah.
this.
It's
I'm like,
Rico. Edmund Rico.
Edmund, Edmund
Rico.
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 Yeah, Edmund Rico, this guy, this other tall guy, all the tall guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. So I keep scrolling down. Maybe I'm in like the one below that, like
Mm-hmm.
one below that, but I still get to have a sword. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, an officer. It's like this, bro. My heart, my heart sank when I saw Ralph Balindong amongst
Stop.
amongst the short guys, the Jericho Lorenzos, the Ramon Reyes, S S S S.
No.
I don't know if I've ever told you this before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what happened, to be honest. Like after that, I guess I was just like, everybody was happy, and we were just like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, abnoy, it's
Yeah.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hakuna Matata.
Mm-hmm.
I cried
No
at
fucking
home.
way.
I cried.
Oh
I
man,
was
you
no,
did that.
no,
You
no. Yeah, not just like tear. I was,
bawling, like
bro.
ball
I was
crying.
just not ball cry. Like it wasn't just a tear. It was flowing. I was so
Oh
disappointed.
man.
Yeah, that was such a like my heart was broken. Like
You know
my
what?
bro.
That reminded me of. I'm gonna like take this away a little bit from PMT or military training. I think the reason why you cried is because there was an expectation and you were so close.
Mm-hmm.
You were so close. The fact that you missed it a tidbit is what hurts.
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
would have
yeah.
been better. It would have been better if they didn't line you up, that day, and you know what I mean?
Well, not yeah, just that, and all the things that were leading up to it, like they,
Hmm.
from when during the junior year when everybody was just crowning me that I would be
Hmm.
the captain of the color guard. I didn't even make the guard, much less the captain. You know, I honestly think, bro, I honestly think that
Hmm.
I would have been the captain, like
Right.
if
If
I was
you
able to do all those things.
if you
Well,
didn't go to that surgery,
yeah, if I didn't go to
yeah.
the surgery, if I just, just toughened it up and just screamed and, had
Hmm.
my tonsils bleed for a little bit after, because
Hmm.
I would have been fine. It was hurting. So I couldn't
Really
talk.
yell. Yeah.
I was talking like this for like a couple of weeks. I
Oh.
couldn't speak out loud. So anyways, that's just my
And
first my first
yeah.
real disappointment in life. I remember
Well,
that.
that reminded me back when we were in grade six. Um, our teacher, I can't remember her name. Um, I can't remember her name. I'm blanking out, but she was like,
Dancel?
no, no, no.
Bautista?
No,
Mejia.
grade six. Mejia, Mejia, Mejia.
Hmm.
She was like, you could have, because here's the thing, like, I've always wanted to get a medal too if I can, because most of my cousins, all of them, like, they get medals in school. They're always probably the top 10 or whatever. Um, But meanwhile, I haven't had any. So now back in grade six, I guess there's so many of us that they decided to include the top 15. Like the top 15 would get a medal. And then I found out that I was in the 16th place, and I
Mm.
was competing against Josephus.
Your boyfriend. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So I was like, motherfucker, I was so close. And that kind of like you, like after finding out, I wish I didn't find out that I was, in the sixth. I was so close to it. Would have been better if, I was in the top 20 or top 30. But the fact that I was so close to it, I didn't make it, makes it even more painful.
Mm.
Um,
'Cause you were that close. You were that close.
yeah, and that's why I can kind of understand. Well, you're closer, right? Because
Mm.
you had that expectation, but it didn't
Yeah, that's
happen.
the thing. It was the expectation that got to me.
Because back then, like I kind of knew I wasn't gonna become an officer.
Exactly,
Like I don't give
exactly.
a
You guys,
fuck.
you guys all sucked, which is like, not, let's just put it the way it is. You guys were short and you guys sucked. Were you?
Yeah, exactly.
You're Bravo, right? Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo,
Yeah. So you were nothing. You were
Bravo,
insignificant.
Bravo
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
Yeah, it's I was probably like the first one or second last, or yeah, not second last, but I was either in the front or whoever's uh, I'm behind whoever's in the front. You know what I mean? Like the first guy,
Mm,
because I'm
mm,
short.
yeah.
So I
Mhm.
had no expectations and I didn't feel any of, any heartburn or anything like that. I don't know about Bejo and all those guys though. Because remember
Mm,
back then you guys were arguing about who's gonna become an officer, and which I thought it was funny because you guys had these expectations, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. You guys compete for
well,
the title.
I knew that James were gonna be. I knew James and I believe that
We're
we
gunning
were
for
gonna be
that.
officers. Yeah,
Okay.
like because he was the second. I think he was Alpha 2. Yeah, he's Alpha
Mm-hmm.
2. I was Alpha 1. You see, I was the first guy in the first guy of the first platoon of the first company,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a big deal back in the day. Yeah, so
Oh,
and
and
he,
the
I think he was
swords.
he, and yeah, and the source. Oh man,
He
Whew.
didn't get a sword, man.
Oh
Oh.
man, even nothing. Looking back, man, that stings, bro. I still feel it sometimes whenever I think
Oh,
about it. Yeah, but
it's
anyways,
this
yeah,
close.
that's the ROTC/PMT. What does PMT stand for? Do you
I don't,
remember? I
I don't
know
know.
it's
I don't
military
really.
training.
I don't
Is
know
it
what
private? Is it private military
it
training?
can be. Maybe private. I don't know. Or
If if anyone listens to this and remembers, and yeah, please put it in the comment section because we don't know if you guys know, and if you guys remember, yeah,
yeah.
to all the high school people that listens to this, if you guys remember your offices, type it on in the comment section. We actually are. I'm
Oh,
really curious to know.
you know what's funny? Um, my brother's wife, right? Um, she's cousins with Sir Likod's daughter.
Mm,
And they were here. They were in Winnipeg la sometime last summer. Um, because I recognized them, 'cause they were my officers, right? And interesting enough, they don't remember. They have no recollection of them seeing me in in the campus. But I recognize them.
yeah, I mean,
It
let's be honest, bro. You're pretty forgettable. Like you're you're like insignificant. You're small.
and
So yeah.
and here's the other thing. Like no one. I guess I'm taking this conversation to a different uh, topic now. But
Well,
yeah.
before you change, let me just slide something in.
Okay.
Speaking of, like for me, I've had Mama Darang's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Like she used to always be teasing me. So that's how I know that she, some of these four seniors like knew who I was. But yeah, I'm just saying basically that they knew who I was and they didn't know who you were. But anyways, keep going.
Well, just to add more to them knowing you and not them
Joanne,
not knowing.
Joanne Matarang.
Yeah. Did you have a thing for her or something?
She had a thing for me, but I was like,
Really?
you're bro, for real. I remember that.
I don't know. Like I guess I never paid much attention.
Yeah, you weren't even in
Um,
our company, so you didn't know. You can ask.
I don't. I was the
Well,
only. I was the like out of our group. I was the only one in the Bravo company.
yeah, everybody was alpha, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that kind of that was okay, I guess. um, I was okay with it. Uh, yeah, back to them recognizing you because they know you, Jacko, I'm sure Beho too, because you guys were all together, James. Um,
Wait, they knew
but
us?
some people are
She,
surprised that no, like they knew the group that you guys were a group.
oh, gotcha,
Now,
gotcha.
most of these people don't even realize that I'm part of that group.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
was because I don't know, maybe I was never there, but the only time we would hang out is when we play video games. I guess that's where we I guess that's how we don't well, hold on. I'm not saying this correctly, but around the campus most of the time because you guys do your own thing and I'm doing my own thing, right? And the only
Mm-hmm.
time we only get together is when we play video games. Because yeah, no, it's just interesting. Um, and interesting enough, I've always seen myself as that guy who doesn't I don't know what the heck am I trying to say here. It
Oh Lord.
I just find it interesting, right? That they never thought that I would be friends with you guys, or let alone be in the same group.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that just
Right?
because of how we acted and how you were, and just
Totally
you
different.
were, yeah, it's just different. It just worked out because we were friends before, which is what it is.
Yeah.
Um, any um, any last minute thoughts before we end this? Anything you
No, I
wanna?
think that's pretty much it. No,
No.
that's it for me.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
so I guess we're
that's
gonna
it
end
for
this now, guys.
yeah, that's it for me too.
Um,
Thank you guys for listening as always. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Instagram account, Instagram
or
Balikbayan Box Pod,
or at least like our Facebook page, right? So
Facebook group. Yeah,
if there are any updates on our end, you'll be the first one in the know.
yeah. And
Um,
if you guys have any questions, don't feel free to like comment on under this video or the clip outs or just
or send a private message,
PM us, slide in those DMs.
DM, like right, DM, direct message,
Yeah,
right? I'm asking
yeah.
you a stupid question right now. I understand. I can see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. DM.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Um,
What else?
just be quick. Aren't you gonna tell them where they can find you?
Yeah, I was about to ask you that, but go ahead. Yeah, where can people find you?
You guys can find me by typing in reyesrjt.com in your web browser. You'll find me there. You don't need to sign up for anything. You can just visit the site, and that's it
Mm.
for me.
And you can find me. You just type this in your browser, www.instagram.com, and you go to the search bar and look up Ralphie Bones, RALPHIEBONES underscore, and you'll find me. Or just go to the Balikbayan Box account, and
Podcast.
we're both there. But yeah, it's been a good one, guys. Thank you guys for if you guys are still listening. Appreciate it as always.
We'll see you guys next time.
Mabuhay. Ciao.
Ciao.